and I'm back today to record another live reading for you guys. Um, I've been doing these because I feel called to do a whole bunch of recordings right now. I'm in between jobs, and if you would like to donate, all donations are seriously appreciated at this time. February has been an uphill climb as far as work, and like I said, all donations are really appreciated. All the links to like PayPal, Venmo, and the Cash App are on my website, oracledaphne.com. So, um, to start, I do want to, and please message me in the comments, if you do have any questions. I'm not sure who just joined the chat, but thank you so much for joining the chat. And, if you do have questions, please, let me know in the comments. And I'm going to start by pulling a path archetype. Well, hi. Is that Veronica? Do you go by Veronica? So I pulled, I'm not sure who else is in here. But definitely say hi, when you pop in. I did pull the pyramid path. And I'm gonna pull another because I feel like there's another one that wants to come out too. Okay, so I also pulled the storefront path. And I want to pull some cards. So let's see what we got here. Interesting. So let's see what we get. I want to start off by talking about the Hanged Man, the story of the Hanged Man. Okay, so we got the Hanged Man and the Shadowscapes. Sorry about the lighting here, guys. I'm doing my best with it. It's getting kind of dark, and I was going to try to record earlier, but I didn't get around to it. So I want to start off talking about this Hanged Man. It's in the position of what I call the bridge position. So this is something that you're moving through, okay, an energy that you're moving through. And the story of the Hanged Man, in my mind, is about a little boy who runs into the forest and he talks to this tree. And he's crying. Maybe he got into a fight or maybe something happened. And he goes and he talks to this tree. And, the tree's like, why are you crying? And the little boy is like, something happened and this is what happened. And the tree's like, well, if you want, I can help you get through it. And the little boy's like, sure, how do I do that? And the tree's like, all you need to do is hang on to my branch. That's it. I'm going to give you the strength to get through it. I'm going to help you out, and you're going to get through it okay in time. Everything will be fine. And so the little boy, you can see he's dangling. The little boy is dangling by this branch. And the story is that he's dangling there, and he's been there for quite some time, much longer than he ever thought that he would be. And usually this can indicate not feeling the best, being very tired, very drained. This can also indicate, staying up too late, having way too many sleepless nights, things like that. This can indicate needing to take care of yourself, like, making sure you're eating, sleeping, and functioning, the best that you can. I'm not sure who else joined the chat, but there's a bunch of other people that joined. Hi, guys. Thanks for joining. I'm doing a live reading, so if you have any questions, please message me in the comments. If you'd like to book a reading, you can always book a reading through my website, oracledaphne.com. I also have my readings listed on Etsy, so if you want to purchase a reading through Etsy, then that's also a possibility. But I prefer payments through PayPal, payments through Venmo, and Cash App. Okay, so we have that story there. So yeah, so some of you just need to take care of yourself, but also this is time passing by, and something about time kind of passing by. Too. There's a lot of stuff happening here in this Hanged Man image. There's just a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff happening on the spiritual level, that maybe you're not aware of or that you're not seeing or that you don't understand. There's just a lot of spiritual stuff that's happening. There's so much, I can't even go into it because there's just so much happening. You may feel very like if you astral travel, you may feel like very tired in the morning when you wake up. You also may have like a lot of angels and guides around you that are very busy at the moment. And you also may have, yeah, just a lot of stuff on a soul level that's kind of going on with you as a person, too. You do have one of the cards that I pulled that I really like is the Three of Pentacles. And the Three of Pentacles is, a boyfriend or girlfriend. This could also be a friendship of somebody who's being supportive. You can see he's holding her up. Now, I can't see this as male, female, but I also see it as female, female in some cases, depending on the type of relationship that you're in. Hey, Toya. You want me to talk about the state of affairs with the world? Toya wants me to talk about the state of affairs with the world. So, here's the thing. The way I see all like current events, whether it's war or whether it's something with the financial system or whatever it is, my feeling about it is that and I said this before in my other video, that it's a catalyst. It's a catalyst for other events. It's one of many. It's not just a singular thing. I think, I absolutely knew, in my mind, this was coming, and I did mention this in one of my older videos. I think in 2020, I recorded a video, and I have been telling people that a war was coming. I also feel that war in the U.S. is coming. So, a lot of other things happening on a bigger scale. And, I think that people have been so very much, I don't know, distracted, you want to say, by the pandemic that I think that the whole thing through Ukraine has been kind of like an eye-opener, like a shock to the system, like a trigger moment, and people are trying to process, it's like them. It's in some way, I hate to say this, but I feel like in some way, it's like a wake-up call. And I don't necessarily think that it's a bad wake-up call. I think that, yes, it's terrible that it's happening. And yes, it's really frustrating for light workers at this time. And light workers especially are going to feel it because they're trying to be a positive person in the world. They're trying to prevent, there's people out there that are trying really hard to add more love and light into the world. That's the goal. And then there's this bullshit going on in Ukraine and with these other, I'm not going to say, I don't even want to talk about the other country that's involved because, it's, to me, it's just the shit is just so deep, it's just so deep and it's so unnecessary. It's just so unnecessary. But again, to me, it's not about It's not about this one event. To me, this is like part of like a domino effect. Absolutely part of a domino effect. This is not just like, oh, we're gonna go do this. No, like there's like a larger, bigger plan, one of many. I'm seeing many, many actually other events that are about to occur. And in some way, the wake up needed to happen. Like it was like, okay, this needed to happen at this time in order for people to be like, oh God, like, where have I been? You know, and again, going back to this hangman, I want to talk about this. The hangman does represent time passing people by, not really understanding what's happening, not really being in the reality that we're in, living in some kind of bubble or living in some kind of other time where there's a lack of awareness of what's going on in the world or a lack of care of what's going on in the world. I talked about in my recording that it's so funny. This came up. Bethany Frankel was one of my, people that I really looked up to, and she's providing support through her charity for people in Ukraine. And so I definitely recommend, I'm going to be going over to Instagram. I'm going to be tagging her, and so people can check out what she's doing. I absolutely believe that she's doing some really great work and helping people out that absolutely need it. And so I think that's to me, that's something that's good, that's happening, that's going to be coming out of it too. So just like awareness of other people, awareness of what's going on with other people, awareness of what's going on with other countries, just feeling like, you're in touch with what's going on. Did I miss the other comments? Hang on just a second. Yeah, it's psychic. Like, I have a bigger picture. I think I may have talked about this, and I'll tell you guys this. This is funny that at one point when I was living in Omaha, ate some chocolate truffles. And they were normal chocolate truffles. They were just normal, a box of chocolate truffles that I had gotten from TJ Maxx, okay, when I was shopping there. So they weren't all that special. They were really good, but and I don't remember how many I had. See, that's the thing. I don't remember how many I had, but I ate some chocolate truffles, and then I was doing some writing, and somehow I was going like 400 years into the future. I went that far. 400 years. I have never gone that far before into the future at all. Never gone that far. And in some ways, when we talk about the future, it's scary because people can't really handle today. How can they possibly handle what could be going on 100 years from now? How could they possibly handle what's going on 200 years from now? Everything will have changed. Everything will have shifted. It's just, obviously you won't be alive at that time. So it's hard to really even grasp that concept. It's hard. It's hard because people are not like I talk about 400 years like it's easy, but I went 400 years into the future and I saw a lot of interesting things and things that would, again, really, that are not, there's okay, so I'm a huge fan of Star Trek Next Generation because they talk about how in the future it's just not applicable. Like things have really changed, like there's one episode of Star Trek where they actually get put into these capsules, or they get people they wake up some people that have been put in these scientific capsules, and they wake them up and they're like asking, the one guy's like, I need to talk to my attorney. I need to find out how much money I have. I need to get, and Captain Picard is like, they're all gone. That is all gone. That whole period of time is all gone where that mattered, And so this is the kind of thing where I can't really talk about what's happening 400 years into the future because everything that you find relevant right now will not be relevant. It just won't. I'm not sure what transhumanism is, Toya. What is transhumanism? What is the definition of transhumanism? I mean, are we talking? I don't know if that's robotics. Are we talking robotics? I'm not sure what you're talking about there. Did I lose you guys? Are you guys still there? Maybe you lost you guys. I don't know. Oh yeah, robot. Okay, half robot, half human. Well, I mean, art imitates life, right? So Battlestar Galactica. They have like, I mean, Battlestar, like the followers on Battlestar Galactica are crazy, but I mean, like if you've ever watched any episodes of Battlestar Galactica, the one with Jamie Bamber and Trisha Helfer, did I say her name right? And Katie Sackhoff. Like, I mean, like I'm not saying her name either, right? But like that whole one, the newer one, where it just basically has a cult following, and for a time, like I was totally obsessed with it too. And there is like, in that whole the remake, basically the remake, there are some parts of it that I think are potentials, even like Star Trek Next Generation and the Borg, it's a potential. But I don't think that we perceive it to be like, to me, it's an artistic version of the potential. It's not like how it'll actually look like, like I think, if people live to a certain point, first of all, we can't, there's a lot of complicating factors. Like the first one is that the body cannot live with a certain level of toxicity and radiation. So step one is to accept the fact that if there was any kind of hybrid situation, it would have to be potentially on, I don't know, like another planet, or with a certain level of advanced technology, which we don't have right now, which we would need to acquire from like an advanced civilization, which then would also indicate that we would have to accept the fact that there are other civilizations out there and all of that stuff. And it's really hard to do that. But I have a problem with the fact that we, our brain and our waking state cannot see everything that's going on, right? We cannot see it. And because we cannot see it, we can't even accept it. And so it's hard to understand what's 3D and what's not 3D. Already at this time, people have this difficulty. Like, people still believe that the world was created in 7 days, how is it possible to even, and that it's not a simulation, even though it's an app, okay? It's an app and it's a simulation, and people still believe that it's not, that there's there's this religious elements to it, and that, getting them to understand that the waves of your brain actually change your reality is a huge thing that we have to cross at some point in order for us to even understand how we could have some kind of hybrid situation. To me, the hybrid situation is where people are chipped, whether it's in certain parts of the body, and those chips create a certain level of alternate reality. In some way, virtual reality is sort of like a gateway to that point, where people are not living in the same reality. Like, they're not going out and touching the grass and feeling the trees. They're living in some other cerebral space. I don't know if that answers a lot early right now to answer that question. I don't know if that answered your question, Toya, but I pretty much went a lot of different directions with it, and hopefully, it helped. We'll look at the live chat here. Okay, so I wanted to talk about the pyramid and the storefront. Okay, so both energies, both paths talk about. Thanks, Toya. I appreciate that. Um, both these paths talk about things changing, things dissolving, things to me, one of them, the storefront talks about the tests, talks about being tested, and it's kind of like the universe is kind of testing you to see how you're going to respond to certain things that come at you from the universe. And, there is something to be said about staying still and not reacting to things, like my guide, in some way, if you respond like a rock, so in some ways that's good at this time. That's the energy. I'm gonna kind of move over here so the lighting is a little bit better. But yeah, to me that is the energy. The pyramid is also, can be things changing. It's so funny we're talking about changing realities. The pyramid to me is about realities where things have shifted so much that you don't even really recognize the reality that you're living in, to some extent. And then a lot of people are having this problem at this time, really resonating with what's going on, understanding where things are going, understanding yeah, our place in it, all that stuff. The pyramid path to me is about letting go. It's about letting go and letting things go that aren't in your life any longer. And it's really hard to do that, but it's possible. The two cards that I want to talk about that came up towards the edge of this spread here is the Ten of Pentacles and the Star card. And the Ten of Pentacles to me is about big money. It's about inheritances, but it's also about being on a career path, being very focused on career. And the Star card to me indicates blessings. It indicates being helped out. Things kind of, I don't know. To me, there's healing. There's a healing quality to the star, and the two together. To me, that's the sun and the star. It's almost like the sun and the moon. Like when they come together. To me, this is a very magical energy. It's very magical. It's very beautiful. It's very healing. I think there's also something that's coming through this Ten of Pentacles. It's like, to me, there's something about, breaking the glass ceiling, or something about like some kind of dream or some kind of reality being shattered. There's something breaking, and I don't know what's breaking. I think that either there's a breakthrough or there's something that's breaking, that's like shattering perceived notions of what things were, if that makes sense. Or your previous understanding of a reality, or previous understanding of a relationship, or previous understanding of career, like that's shifting, that's changing. I'm seeing that. Do you guys have other questions? I'm gonna pop over onto Instagram here in a minute. I don't want to do too much here because I'm losing light, and I need to go over onto Instagram and do a little bit of recording over there. So, be careful. Yeah. The main message of this reading is be careful not to burn two candles. The self-sacrifice card came up, needing to have better boundaries, pull your energy in, things like that. Be careful you're not, again, living the dream. Again, it's about living the reality, not the dream. But I do want to end here. Thank you guys so much for stopping in and joining this chat. So sorry, this one was kind of a short one, but I'm losing my light. So if you want to donate, you can. I appreciate it so much. And I send everyone big hugs, big kisses. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. All right, take care. All the best. Bye, guys.